All right, this is it. Final match of the season, and we're away against Lens. It's been an interesting season here for Augsburg. We've made a whole ton of transfers and brought on a lot of players, brought on a lot of speed, and brought on a lot of fun. I think that we were potentially relegation candidates at the beginning of the season, and now we are near the top of this division of the mid-level division of the Premier League, which is pretty good. In the overall league table, we'll probably be somewhere around 40th, maybe even in the low 30s. I should say high 30s. And so we'll see what happens here. It'd be nice to get a victory here. If it doesn't happen, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, it will hurt us a little bit, but it's not going to hurt us necessarily that much. I think, though, that we might be good enough for a win. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, we're seeing this highlight at the very beginning continue on. Garnacho here with this. Lumps is all the way over there for Broja. Broja to Waltz, and it's Galic. Galic was injured for about 2 days, but he got a little bit better. And so he's out there today. Galic looked good there with the interception, but couldn't do very much with it. And so we still are a little bit behind the ball. It's funny, that last match that we won so convincingly, we apparently only had 37% of the possession. I didn't even notice. Galic forward to Broja. It's hard to notice how much possession you have when you have Ricky J. Jones, who's everywhere at once. He looks like he's always got the ball even when he doesn't, I suppose. And so we don't have him out there today, of course, but we'll probably bring him back on when necessary. Maradona is still not all the way fit and a little bit too slow for that. It's going to be interesting to see what he looks like next season when he's a little bit more fit. And Nets misses the ball completely when he tries to tackle. And it's Simeyu knocking that out. No, it was knocked out by them for a goal kick. I'm not quite sure I understand exactly what happened here. We'll see if we can get a look at it here. Nets comes close to making a unforgivable tackle. And it was Da Costa who knocked that one out, I suppose, in the end. Here's Rochinha, and Simeyu heads this away. Maradona cannot get to it. And it's Nets in the back winning it. Nets has improved significantly as the season has gone on. He's one of these players who's been getting a lot faster too, and I've noticed that. Garnacho now with this. Takes the shot and is wide of everything, unfortunately. So it's another start for Garnacho, who's been starting more and more as the season has gone on. And I'm not sure what happened to us there. That looked pretty bad.
Torschütze heute Nachmittag für das Team der Tische.
Yep, not even going to take a look at this. So Samba with the excellent pass. It was Rochinha over to Nürnberger, Fofana, and yeah, no, he was onside. I mean, we'll take another look at this, but it's pretty clear. Okay, he's like right on the line. I mean, you just can't let that happen. So Augsburg fall behind 1-0 here very, very early. And that's what it's been like away from home for us. Maradona, and he's taken down. He just doesn't look like himself. This would knock us down to 6, and that's definitely not what we want. We want to remain in those top 3 positions if we can. Maradona tries to win the ball back and fails in his attempt. There's Garcia there and Garnacho then afterwards. Seiko, by the way, I think he's been suspended for like 4 or 5 matches after that 2-footed tackle yesterday. He should be suspended for longer, and we almost given up another goal. Enzo Boyoma knocks this one back. That was ridiculous. But yeah, Seiko, after that little stunt that he pulled, the 2-footed tackle that was really blatant, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, and he needs to not play for a little while. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave him a little bit more than just that. Clearly not quite mature enough to play at this level. And it's a shame, as I said, because he's been making a lot of improvement in his game. But it was a ridiculous tackle to make, and he shouldn't have done it. Campagnaro over to Garcia. Nets to Garnacho. And it goes all the way back to Yashin, and there's Openda again trying to run it down. Garcia down to Simeyu. Campagnaro. Waltz to Enzo Boyomo. He shakes off a man, and he's got nothing but green in front of him. And he ends up trying to center a pass, and it ends up going straight to the keeper. We've seen that a lot. Maradona going in with his spikes flashing in the air, and that would have been pretty dangerous, but fortunately he doesn't get any player with them. Here's Waltz down to Galic, and Galic is behind the defense and just can't get a shot away on time. Milan Galic trying for yet another goal, couldn't get it that time. Simeu ends up losing it to this guy Openda, who looks really, really good. And that's going to be a corner. I think Lev Yashin barely knocked that one out. This was on the other end, of course, Galic, who had definitely a one-on-one and unfortunately wasn't able to pull the trigger quite fast enough. So we still trail 1-0. And it's Yashin grabbing this. It's another throw in. Garnacho wins it with his head. And then we give it up right away, and that's going to be up and over for another goal kick. And they have the ball again. So we're not looking very good here. We can't seem to gain any momentum. Waltz has this. Maradona not fast enough. And Openda that time was offside, fortunately for us. So Yashin will kick this over to Enzo Boyomo. Simeu now. Garcia slows it down a little bit. Waltz over to Garnacho. What a play by Garnacho. Did you see that? Campagnaro now with it, and he just takes a shot. That's what the Segundo Volante is programmed to do. Get to this part of the pitch and then just shoot no matter what's going on. Unfortunately, it's not always the right decision. Galic. Back to Garnacho. This is looking good. And that pass was to somebody there up front who ran the wrong way. Not entirely sure what happened there. Garcia with a very dangerous tackle. Ends up with Enzo Boyomo. Maradona, and he'll go back to Yashin. We started off from the other side. Garcia. Forward to Nets. Nets. Garnacho down to Broya. Broya to Waltz to Galic. And he has to score that.
Torschütze heute Nachmittag für das Team der Torschützen.
So this is a little bit more like it. Garnacho to Broya is what it was, and then once Galic was there behind the defense, you knew this was happening.
Torschütze heute Nachmittag.
And unlike Ricky J. Jones yesterday, he's clearly onside. So 1-1, Augsburg have a new life. And even more life after that, so that's going to be a throw. That puts us up, by the way, to third. If we could score a goal here again and get the victory, we would be guaranteed third. And we might have a chance at moving up if Brighton lose. I don't know if they will. I don't know who they're playing. Garnacho cannot win this. Maradona, and it's headed back, but not very far. And Machado with the shot, and that doesn't happen. In other news, in case you're curious, Bayern München ended up winning the whole thing. They won the Premier League a couple of weeks ago, or I guess must have been 3 matches ago or so that they made it official. But I mean, they'd been in front the whole time, and nobody was coming even close to them. So we're still a little ways away from that type of dominance. We might be able to get there eventually. Very good job by Campagnaro. Running resistance. Here's Garnacho. Garnacho surrounded by players to Broya. Broya to Galic. Galic back to Maradona. Campagnaro to Waltz. Back to Maradona to Broya. Ooh. Broya was offside. Armando Broya is one of those great shining lights on this team. Man, oh man, having that guy young. That was a good piece of business for us. And Simeu wins this. Waltz down to Maradona. Maradona, and he heads it to the opposing player, so that didn't work very well for us, and we've given up a corner. So Lens with another attack. Yashin punches this out. Interesting choice. And that's going to be it. Rochina moved a little bit early. There's Galic there. He couldn't win it, and we're trying to win it there on the other side, and we're not able to get that tackle in quite right. Still 1-1, and that serves us, I think, pretty well. This is a stronger team than we are, and we're away from home. And we've struggled away from home. Here comes Yashin. Down to Enzo Boyomo. Campagnaro to Garnacho. We're looking for Waltz. Couldn't find him. It was Garcia heading that, and then Yashin making the save. Nets now with a throw to Broya. Broya back to Nets, over to Waltz. Galic down to Endo Boyomo. And we have a chance, and here he comes with all sorts of space. Galic over to Broya, and unfortunately we end up getting our legs a little bit tangled there, and we lose the ball. Garnacho now turns around and wins this, but it doesn't go very far. And then he's going to try to win it again. Unfortunately, he's not very successful that time around. The other news here with Augsburg is that our B team has won the B team league, or whatever it was that they were in. Yashin with the save. And I think the under-19s also did really well. So we have a lot coming up for the future. That'll be another corner. I'm not sure who headed that one out. Waltz looked like he was going to run after it and then gave up. And Yashin jumps up and saves us. And I'm not sure what happened there, but we had the ball in an attacking position, and the game didn't show us much of it. I mean, we only have a couple of minutes here left in this half, and we're going to win this up here. Nets to Garnacho, down to Waltz to Campagnaro to Broya. Broya still with it, over to Simeu. And that's the end of that. Now we have this all the way out here for a throw. Nets throws in Maradona back to Nets, and that's going to be a corner again. Garnacho, tries to keep that one in, and it's just headed straight back out to him. The game of pinball. There's Waltz with it in the back, over looking for Broya, and Samba jumps on it. Campagnaro runs it down. Garcia back to Campagnaro. Here we go. Waltz over to Campagnaro to Garnacho. Garnacho down to Waltz. Waltz, thread it, thread it. There's the threading pass to Maradona. And he scores. So Augsburg now with the 2-1 lead here. Sort of against the run of play and definitely away from home. It was a perfect pass there to Maradona. And he's not going to be able to play the whole match, I think. I think he's a little bit spent. That was a beautiful job by him. That puts us squarely, as I said, in third place, and we'll see what happens to Brighton. If they end up slipping, we might move up to second. Wouldn't that be something? Victory here also does great things for our morale, in addition to our pocketbook. And that's going to be a free kick, and now we're over in halftime finally. So this one a little bit longer-winded match. And we'll just take a quick look over here and see what's going on. And it is Broya not exactly having the best match of his life, so we'll keep an eye on him. If he continues to only play okay, we'll end up taking him off. Net's not playing really that well. That's the other one that we're going to watch out for. So that's what we keep in mind here as we go into the second half. And we'll start off with this. So Enzo Boyomo with it over to Garnacho. Garnacho up from Maradona, and that is kicked away and kicked out. It'll be a throw, and we don't get to see it, unfortunately. Augsburg with just a little bit of an XG advantage. And that's not going to help us. Openda looks like he's going to run through again. Is anybody watching him is the question. Enzo Boyomo wins this, but can't pull it down. Garcia heads forward, so that helps, and it's Garnacho who comes down with it. And passes over to Broya. Broya goes back, wins it, and then over to Garcia. Nets now to Garnacho. Garnacho forward for Galic. Maradona tries to shoot that one first time. That was not a great idea. I think we'll give these guys about 10 more minutes, and then we'll make a couple of changes here. Try to turn things around just a little bit. It's going to be Enzo Boyomo there, and he passes to Yashin. Yashin over looking for Broja. Broja cannot win that. Galic, though, with it, and there's Broja. And he gets it back. Look at that. Takes a shot that's deflected, and Samba is able to grab that easily in goal. But that was a great opportunity. Broja does well to get himself into good space here, and then stays with it. Openda wins one in a great attacking position. That was deflected by somebody. All right, so it'll be Rochinha. He steps back. He's going to fire this corner. And, oh, man. What was that? So it was a handball on Da Costa, but what was Yashin doing? I'm not quite sure. That was not what he's supposed to be doing there. Nets ends up having this taken away. And Nets is not looking very good. He may be a little tired, and this is going to be a corner once again. We have Yashin with a little bit of eccentricity, I'm guessing. And Celtic and Brighton now level. So we'll keep an eye on that match. Galic over to Maradona. Down to Campagnaro, and that was definitely an opportunity. This is a really good pass by Maradona, and Campagnaro with nothing but green in front of him. Unfortunately, can't quite put that in, but that's what speed does for you. Maradona loses it. And wins it back. Ooh, look at this. And the pass forward, unfortunately, doesn't quite work. There's Openda again, and he's behind the defense. And there's nothing that we can do about it. Luis Openda, and he has scored once again. And Lev Yashin, there was nothing he could do about that one. Trying his hardest to do whatever he can to prevent the goal from being scored. But once Openda is behind everybody, we just don't have anybody in the back who's fast enough to catch up with him. So the story of this save has been speed. That's what we intended it to be, and it continues to be that up to the final match of this season. This is only the first season. And we'll see how much longer we go with it. It's going to be a little while, I think, as this is getting fun. Here's Broja, and he has it taken away from him right away. But Garnacho wins it back to Nets. Nets walks up with it, runs up, that is. Forward for Garnacho, and it's taken away again. Nets again, looking for Broja, couldn't find him. Garnacho heads it, and that heading game we can't quite win. Broja with it here in a great position and scores. Armando Broja, seconds before I'm about to take him off, ends up getting this wonder goal, and this is incredible. Maybe we'll leave him on a little bit longer. 3-2 Augsburg. And has just headed out. That'll be a throw. About 60 minutes, but we're going to stay with some of these guys for a second. Nets and Boyomo are the ones I'm looking at. Maradona here with a free kick, and that is held on to. So now we're going to, I think, make a change. And so goodbye to Nets. We'll put we'll put El Shewi on. Boyomo will come off. It'll be Kamara coming on for him. Both of those make me wince at least a little bit. Garnacho's tired, so it will be our man coming on for him, and we'll see how that works. We confirmed the subs. We've made 3 of them. And okay, well, you can see if you're going by star ratings, which you shouldn't go by, we have a whole bunch of a lack of stars in the back and all the big stars up front, with the exception probably of Ricky J. Jones once he comes on. Nets over to Campagnaro, and that's kind of the way that this has been, right? We have all of our stars up front, and the back are just filled with players who have speed and no other skills. Simeu, it's hard to find players who are defensive who are fast, so if you can find him, hold on to him. Broja almost got ahead onto that. If he'd headed that one forward, that would have been incredible. Yashin over to Nets. Nets to Campagnaro, to Garnacho. Forward for Galic.
Torschütze heute Nachmittag.
Milan Galic makes no mistake about this one. Look at this shot. That's the dagger. That's a message. That is a message, I think, to the rest of the Premier League, telling them what to expect next season. We get a full season with some of these guys, it's going to be a little bit different. Now, we've made probably too many transfers. That's part of the problem. So it's going to be difficult choosing which players to actually play and which ones not to. That's a good problem to have. Fofana with a shot that goes wide. 20-something minutes into this, we still have a little ways to go. Yashin over Del Shewi. Campagnaro to Jones. Jones forward for Broya. And he sends it home. He's offside.
Torschütze heute Nachmittag für das Team der Torschützen.
Yep. They should have been able to call this one right away. It wasn't that close. But we let the boys have some fun. It's the last day. Maradona over looking for Campagnaro, couldn't find him. Galic, and his shot is up and over. Now we think this is hard, going up against the likes of Lens. If we have success next season, we may be going up against the likes of Bayern Munich. Broya over for Galic. He couldn't get there. Maradona. Ooh. Interestingly enough, you know who has the best rating is Waltz. Waltz has been part of the attack the entire way, and he ends up getting sort of lost there in the back. And there's another corner for Lentz. We have about 15 minutes left. We're up by 2, but that could change in a hurry. I'm not sure what happened there, but we want a goal kick for some reason. El Shewi now with this. To Campagnaro. That's a really, really poor pass. And it's deflected. Out for another corner. So we've given up another corner. Yeah. Yashin grabs onto that. Celtic have gone up over Brighton. 2-1 the score over there. I'm not sure. I think that's being played at Celtic Park. Broya forward for Maradona, and he can't quite get there, unfortunately. What are you doing? Maradona with a corner, and nothing happening there, but Waltz runs it down. Good move, and then loses it right away. Good try. You're all winners. Here comes Rochinha. El Shewi runs that down. Maradona now. Forward looking for Broya. Nope, not there. Campagnaro to Garcia. Jones heads this to Broya. That doesn't quite work out how we would like. Simeu comes from out of nowhere. Passes Del Shewi to Broya. Broya. Man. So 4-2 for Augsburg. I think that serves us pretty well. Dominating victory for us here on the road. At least that's what it looks like so far, unless we give up a bunch of goals here at the last second. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to end up winning this. Waltz runs it down over to El Shewi to Jones. Jones Campagnaro over to Broya. And it's a little bit too far out in front of him. Waltz again, and that Openda was offside, so they're going to give the ball to us even though we want it anyway. Doesn't really matter because there's no time left. And this is the way that this one's going to end. Simeu with it, and that is all she wrote. So Augsburg finished this season with a victory. 2.50 XG for us. we got the big victory. I'm a little bit interested in looking at the match information and the possession. Yeah, see, they won the possession, and we still won anyway. It tells you that the possession doesn't always mean that much. That means that we finished the season tied on points with Ryden with 58 points each. So we do end up in third place. They must have lost to Celtic. So there you go, and Augsburg end up this season fairly well. We'll see what happens next year. We should have some, or next season, we should have some more cup action for you, and we'll try to get the first match of next season away tomorrow. I'll see if I can get through all of that in time. If not, we'll have something else. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.